that employ the deck builder mechanism. According to Wikipedia, the definition of a deck builder is a card game or board game where construction of a deck is a main element of gameplay. It is similar to collectible card games or CCGs in that each player has their own deck. However, unlike CCGs, the majority of the deck is built during the game instead of before the game. Typically, the cards provide a type of game currency that allows players to buy more cards to add to their decks. The Board Game Geek website furthers this description with, "Players play cards out of individual decks, seeking to acquire new cards and play through their decks iteratively, improving them over time through card acquisition." This category also covers bag building, pool building, and related mechanisms. Alright, so what does that mean? Deck builders typically start off with each player having either the exact same or very similar starting deck of cards in their hands. Each round of the game, the players will shuffle up this deck, deal out a random hand of cards, then use that random selection to interact with the game with the ultimate goal of either getting points to apply toward a victory condition, interrupt other players' gameplay, or most importantly, acquiring more cards to grow their deck during the game. As the game progresses, players slowly shift from their simple starting points to deep stacks of cards that have weight and take time to shuffle completely. As the card's complexity and uniqueness increase, so does the complexity of the game, and the strategy unfolds as players acquire cards that start to build off of each other, and you look forward to seeing that perfect random combination of cards to shuffle into your hand for the perfect move. The addition of new unique cards to a player's individual deck means that even though every player has the exact same starting point, where they get to at the end of the game depends on a combination of luck, strategy, and skill. Hey, if you're getting value out of this video, please smash that like button. So how long has this mechanism been around? Deck building was first introduced in the game Dominion, designed by Donald X. Vaccarino and released in 2008 by Rio Grande Games. Since then, the deck builder mechanism has been employed in a lot more games. I'll put links to some of these in the description below this video. Dominion started us off with the basic concept. When you open a box of Dominion, you find 500 cards that present you with the base game and 25 card stacks of Kingdom cards, which you randomly select 10 stacks to build into a tableau of cards that will be available for purchase during the game. Since you're only using 10 of the available 25 decks of cards, the game becomes very replayable with all the different combinations of 10 decks to mix and match every game. And if you add up all the expansions that Dominion has added to their base game, you'll find that there are now over 300 different Kingdom cards spread out across 13 expansions which have been released from 2009 all the way through 2020. Since it was first introduced in Dominion, the deck builder mechanism has evolved in several ways. In games like Thunderstone Advance and Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, the decks have different purposes, and a game board on the table provides a means of tracking the various decks and their specific roles. In games like Clank, The Quest for El Dorado, or Trains, there is a board game element to the deck builder mechanic. These games give a bit more complexity to the deck builder mechanism, as you use hands of cards not only to acquire more cards, but also to interact with the game board and with your fellow adventurers as you take on a whole new challenge. The Quarriors game uses dice instead of cards. This is referred to as a pool builder mechanism instead of a deck builder. Players acquire dice, which represent spells and summon creatures, which are used to attack other players' summoned creatures. And if they survive attacks from all of your opponents, then they're converted into victory points. The tedium of shuffling your deck is simplified in pool builders by throwing your acquired dice into a bag and then randomly retrieving a subset of these to be rolled for your hand each round. Another example of the pool builder mechanism is the Quacks of Quedlinburg, where players are acquiring potion ingredients to retrieve from a bag each round to see who can generate the most complex spells. All players start with the exact same ingredients, but as the game progresses, in this press your luck style game, the variety of ingredients in each player's bag will vary wildly as their individual choices and strategies come into play. A recent addition to the deck builder library is Dune Imperium, which further pushes the boundaries of deck builders by adding a worker placement mechanism to the game. Each round, players have to decide if they're going to save their cards for purchasing power or use them to deploy workers to the board as they seek to acquire victory points and resources in the Dune universe. So, if you are looking for a game where all players start on equal footing and you enjoy shuffling cards, then I recommend that you check out a game with a deck builder mechanism. In my next video, I'll share the top 10 deck builders in my collection. Thank you for watching this tabletop tutorial for the deck builder mechanism. My name is John McCann and I am the Tabletop Tutor. If you got value out of this video, please click the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming episodes. That's all for now, and I look forward to seeing you at the gaming table.